Like, did Aymen ever fuck a cat before?
It takes 45 minutes to go 3 blocks using that queue line.
Dude, you ever like hop in an Uber and you like part of you kind of hopes it's like a hot chick and then you're like, oh, I'm like maybe we'll hit it off.
Yeah, and then it's just Ahmed from Bangladesh.
Podcast. Welcome to Paradise on Earth. We're back at it. Joseph's here. Liam's here.
Oh, no.
Very special guest today. One of the specialists because he's one of the first people to be on. So that's how you know he's a special guest.
Thank you so much.
Because he hit me up before everyone else. We have Aymen Daher.
Woo! Thank you guys for having me. I very much appreciate it.
All right, there you go.
Hey,
how you doing, Aymen?
I'm good. Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing awesome. Oh yeah.
It's fucking hot. The fucking cameras and recorders are giving us a pain in the ass. So we've been sitting in here for a while in the heat, just trying to figure it out. But
we got it. We got it. I mean Joseph.
Oh. It'll work itself out in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If not, we're not having you back on the podcast. No.
Well, let's see how the rest of this podcast goes, and then we'll go from there.
Oh man. So yeah, like our other guests we've had on so far, we met through comedy. Mm-hmm. We met through at open mics. How long have you been doing comedy for?
About 2 years. I started it literally the height of the pandemic. It was September 2020 is when I started doing comedy.
Oh damn.
I was on a little break from work, just drove across country, ended up in Salt Lake City, and always wanted to do comedy, and met a couple comedians at a bar that I was at, and they're like, oh cool, well coming up the open mic at Wise Guys out there. So that was my first experience doing comedy, was over at Wise Guys in Salt Lake City, which is a really nice club. And then I bombed, and then just
I was gonna say, how did that go?
Yeah, bombs. It was so bad, just silence in the crowd. And they're like, all right, cool, your first time wasn't too bad. Let's go do another spot. And just doing multiple spots in that first night just made me like, oh, I got the bug. I want to do this now. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome.
And you've been knocking it out of the park ever since. You did
all right, take it easy.
Yeah. You did a showcase at Old Shillelagh.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Was that January?
Yeah, back in January. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that was a good friend of ours, Papa Sean, invited me to do it. I opened the show up and had a lot of friends in the crowd, so that was a lot of fun to check out, for them to see me actually do comedy for the first time outside of an open mic where 3/4 of the crowd is drunk and been ambushed with comedy they didn't expect. Yeah. You know, so it was a lot of fun for actually people to show up and actually see you do comedy, so that was fun to see. Yeah.
Well, sorry,
yeah, I also appreciate you guys bringing on to talk about public transportation. I was telling him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was telling him earlier. I was a little buzzed when he sent me the message about what the topic was going to be about. Was public transportation, and the message just said, "We're talking public transportation." I was like, and I was a little buzzed, and I saw it. He said, I thought it said, "We're taking public transportation."
Okay.
And I was like, "We can do a podcast on a bus? What's going on?"
That's how we do. What kind of weird shit you guys
do? That's how we do on Paradise on Earth. The only podcast that's making the world a better place, and we're in this economy. We're taking public transportation because it's fuel efficient or something.
You know what? You might be onto something there. You know, we got to try out something.
Yeah,
like
it'd be like
I know you love
but for podcasting.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we're also doing a podcast in a storage unit, so
1,000 degrees.
Yeah. So it might just be also it might be a lateral move to do it on a bus. And then on top of that, too, the crazies that you see on the bus would probably help add to it.
Definitely, it would add
just get a lot more entertaining than just us talking.
Some talking points, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Canada where public transportation was a big deal. Like we would take the buses everywhere to get around the city, and it was great. And then when I moved to America, I lived in Dearborn Heights. Surprise.
Typical.
Yeah. I lived in Dearborn Heights, and I was going to Wayne State, so I was like, oh, cool. I could just take the bus to school. Yeah. Didn't realize that you're cutting through like real bad neighborhoods in Detroit.
Definitely.
And then as I'm on the bus the one day, some dude gets on. It was my first time taking it. The guy gets on and just starts screaming about the rats that are eating him, and I didn't see anything was happening. And I just got off the next stop, called my sister. I was like, hey, come pick me up from here, please. I'm all set right now.
Welcome to Detroit.
Yeah, so I definitely think we have a lot to do to improve on the public transportation system. Here in Detroit, at least. I don't know about
other places.
Yeah, other places. I mean, I think it works out pretty well if you live in like a city in New York. Maybe. I don't know.
I've heard some horror stories about the subways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, taxis out there, right? Too are those still big out there? Or
Are
are they
taxis
pretty much
still a
getting rid
thing?
of?
Do people still? Do
Taxis
people know
are still a thing
taxis are?
here.
They are.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are. They are.
But you
I
have to
don't see
call
as many of them.
You don't
yeah.
see them driving around.
No, so if you're in like Detroit, like downtown,
Detroit,
yeah.
now that it's so hard to catch an Uber or a Lyft, they'll just be dudes with taxis, and they're not actual like taxi cabs. They're just like they don't work for a company.
They're like they stole a
Freelance
car that looks
taxi
like a
cabs.
taxi.
Yeah, it's like
I'm a
Ahmed
taxi.
from Bangladesh is over there, and he's gonna just offer you a ride to wherever you gotta go for like $50. You gotta try to negotiate it down for him and go from
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
There you go. Makes it fun.
That's a true story that happened to a friend of mine actually.
Really?
Just 2 weeks ago, he couldn't find an Uber, so he ended up taxi cab pulled up in front of the bar they were at downtown Tin Roof, and he was like, "Yeah, cool. We'll just jump in. Can you take us to Ferndale?" And he's like, "Yeah, $50." So downtown Detroit to Ferndale cost him $50 to do.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are taxis considered public transportation?
Sort of, right? But they're more paid.
Private
They're
and
more-
public transportation, I guess. They're transporting public.
Yeah, I was gonna say if that's the case, then I definitely understand why you invited me to talk about public transportation.
Why would that be?
My area of heritage, we run the taxi cab industry
Yeah.
and the Uber industry and the Lyft industry. we're the majority of the drivers are my cousins and uncles who do it.
Do you take a lot of Ubers?
Not so much anymore.
No.
Like pre-pandemic, I would use Lyft, and I would make sure to monitor my Lyft rating all the time. I had a perfect 5-star rating.
Oh,
Yeah, I just want to make sure I never, for some reason, that was the one thing I was proud of, was my perfect 5-star Lyft rating. And I would take it all the time, like even the smallest rides, like 2-mile spots to like get to like the bar or things like that.
Okay.
And now I'm just like, over the pandemic, I was just like, it was so hard to catch Ubers or Lyfts that I'm like, all right, it's better to start walking now.
Yeah. I actually, because I just got this car recently, right? And that was up.
Why don't you tell me what kind of car it was? It is.
Yeah, it's a 2006 Hummer H2. It's completely blacked out, and it's got the tinted windows, massive tires, and then I'm like 5'10", max.
Liam moonlights as a pimp, so it makes sense.
So I'm this little white dude, hopping out of this.
I'm almost
full-on-
positive, like I asked you before, like I'm pretty sure you got it at a police auction. It sounds like an old drug dealer's car.
Sounds like,
man.
yeah, it probably was a drug dealer's car for
Yeah.
sure. But oh man, yeah, it's got the rips on the inside. The AC doesn't work, and it's got an aftermarket stereo system.
Nice.
Yeah, which doesn't work, but somebody tried. But yeah, no. So that was way up. I can't remember the name of the city, but it was like an hour from here, north, right? And so I needed to get an Uber. So I took an Uber all the way up there, so that way I could drive the car back, when I was getting the thing.
How far of a distance, at least? Do you have an idea?
Like, what is it? Like, probably like between 60 and 80 miles or something like that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
In this economy,
These gas
Which is,
prices.
yeah. Oh, man.
What was the price tag on that?
That was a $60 Uber ride.
That's it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
not
I guess.
bad at all.
yeah, that's not bad.
Hey, yeah,
I was
we were
gonna,
good. We were good.
You ever like hop in an Uber and you like part of you kind of hopes it's like a hot chick and then you're like, oh, then, like maybe we'll hit it off.
Yeah, and then it's just Ahmed from Bangladesh.
You're like, oh, when did you come to America?
Well, so I have to watch what I say now, because Trina did watch those that episode
that's his
that we posted. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we talk really slow.
Do we?
Yeah. She was giving me shit. She was like, "You guys talk so goddamn slow," and I'm like, "No."
We're putting emphasis on our subjects.
Yeah, no. You know what it was?
What?
You know what it is? It's the goddamn TikTokers. It's the teeny
That's
boppers
these fucking
TikTokers,
kids. They just wanna watch
they're
30-second
all
clips.
coked up. They're all like just ready and rare
With their
to go.
macchiatos and their fucking bullshit ass.
Just changing the whole perception of what's normal.
Yeah.
Speech patterns.
Listen, sometimes people want to hear 3 guys sit in a storage unit and
Really
talk
sweaty,
about
yeah.
taxis for 50 minutes.
I don't care, man. I love TikTok.
It is addictive.
I did find the TikTok hack the other day.
What's that?
So are you guys on TikTok where you just watch videos?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, do you ever get that lady who stops and she goes, "Hey, you've been scrolling for a little while"?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I blocked that account so it doesn't show up anymore.
Ooh.
Because it's such a makes you feel like a piece of shit when that shows up. Like, oh my god, I've been on
Scrolling
TikTok for
hours,
like
yeah.
like 45
you,
minutes.
bitch.
So
Stop
I
shaming
just
me.
blocked that account, so now it doesn't show up anymore. And I'm like, there we go.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
now I can
move.
just shamelessly scroll through it. Yeah.
Don't have to worry about being
Just watch
bothered.
18-year-olds shake their asses.
You're good.
No, my TikTok is I have the weirdest curation of TikTok.
You have a classic TikTok.
I still get a lot of girls shaking their ass. They're not 18 though. No, it's
Oh man, be careful
older.
which way. Okay, yeah.
It's a lot of Marvel stuff, a lot of hot chicks,
Okay.
a lot of cooking stuff, and through the cooking stuff, I've curated a lot of dudes in prison cooking
Shaking their ass?
shows.
Okay, yeah.
You ever seen that? There's a guy
where they grab like a pack of Doritos or cheese
yeah,
or
like
something.
they'll
you know,
like how to cook like
Prison
through
food.
the commissary, like how to get whatever to make like an apple pie and stuff.
Oh,
And it's wild. It's insane.
have you tried any of the recipes?
Fuck no.
No. I can afford real food, motherfucker.
I'll just DoorDash shit. Yeah, like if I want something that bad, I'll just order from McDonald's. I don't need to make it myself.
Oh, crazy.
Jesus, we're talking about public transportation, and now we're talking about TikTok.
That's what this show is
I don't
for.
know how the fuck we got
This
to
show
that,
is
yeah.
for making the world a better place and for not talking about the topic that we're
Nice.
discussing.
Exactly.
We had this is like extreme opposites because we had Kevin Rodriguez on the show. Whenever the
What, two episodes?
whatever
before,
episode it
or-
was,
yeah.
and he was he had pure hatred towards TikTok,
did,
and he said
he
he'll
did.
never go on TikTok and he'll never respect anyone who uses TikTok. So
And so, of
All right,
course, we were
Kevin,
offended.
take it easy.
yeah, I think you and Kevin got something to.
No, it's a straight shot of dopamine because it's the algorithm on there is so.
You just
It
keep
knows
getting
exactly what you want to watch, and it just will start showing it. And if you don't want to see what it shows, you can just skip right through it.
Yeah.
So if you're just like, I'm down in the dumps right now, let me just pop open TikTok and just, get my little dopamine fix and go from there.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I swear to God, though, my girlfriend did something to my TikTok account because, before I used to like, pretty much every hot woman that I would see, so then that was the feed that I'd get, right? But now those are still in my liked, category, yeah.
Do we still share the same TikTok?
We do, but I haven't gone on it because I forgot the password, the login
Nice.
information.
All right,
yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it a TikTok account for the podcast, or is it just like you guys have a
Well,
shared?
we have one for the podcast, but then we also, before that, we had a shared TikTok where we would just both randomly post TikToks on there. The likes were just, you just scroll through the likes and you
Yep, yeah.
find something interesting in there.
Great. It was definitely a mixed bag. Yeah.
I've only posted one video clip of TikTok. It was like my first month of doing stand-up. I recorded a set, and I posted it, and I went back and I looked at it the other day. I was like, I need to delete this. This is just the worst. Why did I even think it would be a good idea to record something this early on in my career? Yeah, but it was I love TikTok. I don't care. Like even like my sisters will share TikToks, and another weird part of TikTok that you end up finding is Arabic parents refusing to have pets in the house, and then the next shot is just them falling in love with the next pet, like the cat or the dog when they bring it in. That's our favorite thing. Like my sisters will always send me those video clips too as well.
Is that your parents?
Oh yeah, that exactly is what happened at our house. Because my little brother was like, "Hey dad, I'm adopting a cat," and my dad was like, "No, we're not bringing an animal into this house. Like I already have to deal with you guys." So then my little brother just brought the cat and locked it in the home office the entire day. And my sister was like, "You need to show this cat the Baba. Like he needs to know this cat's in the house." So he brings the cat out of the office. He's holding it, and he brings it to my dad. You can just see my dad's heart melting as he's looking at this little kitten. And now that cat's my dad's best friend.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
My parents were the same way because my entire childhood we never had any pets, and then for some reason when I was like 16, my mom decided we're gonna get a dog, and then now like everybody loves the dog, but I'm just like, why am I like an adult with like a tiny dog? Like
Coco, right? Coco?
Yeah, Coco.
Oh yeah.
I just adopted a dog in November. It was my first time adopting a pet. I decided I was going to get a dog. And your first time adopting a pet, you realize getting a dog is harder than getting a mortgage at this point.
Yeah.
Like the applications, the fucking. I'm surprised they didn't do a credit check. Yeah, like all that stuff. Like just also they had to do like. They were like, we need 3 references. You need to contact these people.
3 references?
Yeah, they wanted. Dude, when I tried adopting a cat, like when I first bought my house, they had to do an in-home visitation, 3 references.
that.
Damn.
And then even then, when I went to go get the cat, she's like, I noticed you picked the one cat, but you didn't pick any other cats. I was like, yeah, I only want the one. And she's like, well, we only allow you to adopt 2 at a time. You
God
can't
damn.
adopt just 1.
Really?
And I was like,
What
yeah,
the
I'm not
fuck?
doing that.
Okay.
So then I go to the Humane Society. This was through like one of those little foster places that was doing it. So I go to the Humane Society and I pull up there. And I go to the guy. I was like, "Hey man, I got the day off work. Do you guys need to do the in-home visitation and stuff right now for the cat?" He goes, "What? No, just go pick one out. We'll fill out the paperwork. We'll give you a bag of food, and you're on your way."
Hey, okay. Yeah,
I was
there,
like,
you go.
alright.
There you go. Oh yeah. I mean, my mom was kind of the same way with cats, especially. You know, the family dog has always been kind of hard to get into the picture, but you know, we've always done it regardless. But my mom went to go get her haircut one time, right? You know, and she'd been constantly saying like, no more cats, no more dogs, like, you know, this sort of thing, right? She goes to get her haircut, and then I get a text while I'm at work from her in the middle of the day saying like, "Oh, bring these 2 guys home with us right now," you know, and it's just 2 kittens, you know. I'm like, God fucking damn it, Mom, you know. But hey, I wasn't complaining.
What?
You know, yeah.
What do they ask your references? They say like, "Did Ayman ever fuck a cat before?"
No, it's the questions were just like, is he financially stable enough to have an animal?
What?
And I'm like, what kind of, like,
Who needs to be financially stable to have an animal?
Yeah, and
I've
then
seen
there were like,
homeless men take better care of animals.
there's literally a dude with a dog on the corner. It's 8 Mile and Woodward. He just sits there. He's
Check
got
it
a
out.
dog.
Chilling with the dog.
I don't know, I'm telling the audience to check it out.
Yeah,
8 Mile and Woodward.
8 Mile and Woodward. He lives under the bridge. He's always got his dog there, and there's constant petitions. This is how much like people care about their animals more than they care about actual people. There's constant petitions of people being like, "Can we find a home for this dog, and make sure that it's safe and sound
For the dog,
and we
not
take
the-
care of it?"
yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a dude there freezing his ass off, and they're just
Yeah.
like, "No, let's
the
just
dog,
take care of the
yeah,
pup,"
yeah,
you know.
Uh-huh.
And like, I love my dog
They're
to death,
cuter
but
than babies.
I mean, I agree with you there. I may even say having a dog is harder than having a baby. Like raising a dog.
That's a bold statement.
It is a
right
bold
there,
statement,
you know?
potentially.
Explain yourself.
Because
yourself.
a kid will eventually grow out of being a dumb baby
Yeah, it'll take care of itself.
and learn to take care of itself. But like a dog is constantly just going to be stupid for its life.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like my dog right now is 2 years old, and I still have to yell at it to stop eating mulch.
Okay. All
But
right,
I'm pretty
great.
sure at this point, a 2-year-old. Well, that's a terrible. I don't know references for kids. I don't have kids of my own.
But you know, I mean,
But I feel like within,
two-year-olds
like-
usually don't go for mulch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
2-year-olds don't do much.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't understand the age references for kids. Like, I got a buddy of mine who's got like a 6-year-old, and in my head I'm like, so like he's not wearing diapers anymore now, right? And he's
Okay,
like,
yeah.
yeah, he stopped wearing them like 5 years ago, dude. And I was like, okay, I'm just not sure
Just
about
double
this.
checking,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I got a 9-year-old little brother, so definitely a serious age gap.
Yeah.
But you know, it is kind of weird. You know, like kids kind of like take like different amounts of time to like do different things. You know, but you know, the 9-year-old there, he's like this massive drama queen, and when I cut my hand, you know, like he was flipping the fuck out, you know, because like a little bit of blood was like dripping down my arm. He was like, "Liam, you're gonna die," you know, and I'm like, no, like, it's all right.
It's kids also just work up my anxiety so much now.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, like, I think I'm a little older than you guys. I'm 37, right?
Yeah.
And in my generation, and I have a bit that I do on this where like if my fork touched my teeth, we were eating dinner, like my parents would yell at me to be like quiet. And now kids,
Okay,
like the way parents are accepting of their kids and try to have conversations with them and be like,
It
hey,
is strange.
you can't scream in public, you know, you have to be nice and quiet.
I know, just hit
you
'em.
know, yeah. And I'm like, what is this happening right now? That's why it's,
To me,
Yeah,
it's like,
that's-
is it working? You know, if it's not, then
No,
you know,
no.
no.
I mean, I would like to say it worked for me, but I'm also
Like,
paying exorbitant amounts of money for a therapist at this
I was
point.
gonna say,
That's a
you know,
good
mental
point.
damage.
That's a good point. I also have a bit about that. About like I've been to 2 1-year-olds' birthday parties in the past year, which is 2 more than I ever thought I was going to be going to.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm 23 going to a 1-year-old's birthday. He doesn't know what's going on. No. He doesn't know these people. He just knows they light a big thing on fire in front of his face and everyone's screaming
He's gonna
and
blow it
clapping.
out and then,
And then he probably thinks they're going to eat him.
My friends are like, oh, it's our daughter's talent show. I was like, all right, great. They're like, you should come. I was like, I'm not
Like,
going
what?
to.
Yeah.
Like, by myself? I'm not
Yeah.
going to talent
If I
show.
saw I got my kids' talent show, I'd be like,
Like, it's not a good look.
I'm going to Ahmed.
It's not a good look. Yeah. And I live by a high school too, or like a middle school and high school.
Oh, no.
And you just see the kids running through. It's so bad. I have to go clean chip bags off my front yard all the time because of the kids out there. So part of me is just like, yeah, I'm all set. I don't want to have kids to deal with it. I don't even know how we got on this topic about children.
I don't
know.
Raising a dog is tougher than raising a kid.
We had to make sure that the storage unit was 100 feet away from the closest school because Liam's not allowed near it to play.
God damn it. You motherfucker.
That's not true. Liam's not a pedophile. I just wanted to make that clear. Anyways, back to public transportation.
Public transportation.
What do you think is a big? I guess we've been talking about problems with public transportation. What do you think is the biggest problem for public transportation? Is it the drivers? They always seem to have a bit of attitude, don't they?
I mean, God bless them. They deserve to have an attitude.
They do. That's a good point.
The amount of shit that they put up with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw somebody. Okay, so there's a bar that I go to all the time, and it's right outside of it. There's a bus stop, and for some reason, it's where all the crazies get off.
Right.
So it'll be like middle of summer, nice cool day. We'll have the door open at the bar, and you'll just be sitting there drinking a beer, and then all of a sudden you'll look out and just see the streetlight silhouette to the front door, and it's like a crazy homeless guy staring in at you. And you're just like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And like, a lot of times, like, people will walk into the bar and be like, hey, let me get a double vodka and water. And then they'll get it and they chug it, be like, I don't got money, and just walk out of the bar.
Just step on out. Yeah.
Just leave. And a lot of it is from the people at the bus stop, fights breaking out there, people pulling knives on it. I think the way to solve the public transportation problem is to
kill the homeless.
Maybe, no, just don't allow crackheads on buses anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, don't allow the crazies on the buses anymore.
That's a hard stance to take.
Yeah. And it's tough. I mean,
listen, I think the city of Detroit will take money wherever they can get it.
that's true. And also it comes down, I mean, fuck. I was going to make this whole like socioeconomic complaint about it.
No, let's hear it.
All right, so the problem with the public transportation is that it's a maze to ride. You know, so if you need to get from like Detroit to Birmingham, you have to take like 6 buses, 3 transfers, walk 2 miles to the next bus stop in order to get it to go through, right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole setup to make it impossible for poor people to get outside of their neighborhoods to go somewhere else, right? So that's the biggest problem with public transportation is it's not easy to use, so people have to like buy cars, so it's left for the people who have no option but not to drive. So it's a bunch of dudes who have DUIs, you know, crazies, who can't, you know, support themselves, and homeless people.
Yep, yeah.
And the crackheads.
You know what?
That's too political
I have
for us.
thought
Yeah,
extensively
we're gonna
about this, right? I have thought a lot about this, right? So like if I become homeless, you know, like
why are you thinking a lot about this?
well, so like what do I do, right? You know?
I mean, in this economy, we could all become homeless.
Yeah. It's not gonna make a difference.
We're recording out of the storage unit.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But you know, I'm 100% going to steal a car if need be, and then take it way up north and go in the middle of the boonies somewhere, you know, state forest, you know, and just fucking live there, you know. I'm going to steal some guy's gun.
Another
hunt
H2
some
Hummer?
squirrels. Yeah, probably. You know, that would be ideal. Yeah.
You could live under that one.
Yeah. Well, but
what are you stealing cars for? You got a car.
If need be.
Okay,
if need be, right? Yeah.
If the world turns to Mad Max, then you'd be.
So if the world turns to Mad Max, you're already one step above everybody else with your car.
You'd fucking murder so many people with that car, Liam.
Jesus Christ, put some spikes on the front of it or something,
dude.
you know, get a look at a little
You'd
zombie
fucking
apocalypse.
run the Thunderdome with that car.
Do you know how to play guitar?
No,
I
do own a guitar, but I don't know how to play a guitar. Oh, not yet, but you know, if the world went to Mad Max style, then yeah. 100%
You ever
have to
taken
learn.
the Q line?
The worst, absolute worst. They built the Q line to make it as this new thing. It's going to bring Detroit into the future, make us a real city. We're going to have public transportation that's going to be available for everybody to use.
No.
It takes 45 minutes to go 3 blocks using that Q line.
Dude, the Q line is the most useless piece of transportation
worst.
ever built in history.
I was leaving, so I'm like right where Grand Trunk is downtown. So right at
what's
like
the address?
Woodward and I'm trying to think like a good reference. Like right by Campus Marshes.
Okay.
Right? And I'm trying to get to the Fox Theater. And it's a grand total of maybe 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a 10-minute walk, maybe.
It's a 10-minute
It's nothing,
walk.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
took 30 minutes to get halfway there, and I stopped. I was like, this is too much. Like, I'm just going to walk. I'm going to walk the rest of it.
Yeah.
Right? It was the worst, and that's the problem with the Q line. And then, like, it was going to be this whole thing where it's going to bring the communities of Detroit together. Metro Detroit, we're going to take it all the way up to Ferndale, then to Royal Oak, then to Birmingham, and everything like that. It's going to be one straight shot down Woodward and bring all the communities together.
Everybody tries it once, and then
the suburban cities are just like,
they're like,
no, let's not do that. Keep your people over there.
You can take it 2 miles and then just stop it there, and then we'll just drive it this way.
There you go.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine who lived right off of Woodward. He was like, "Oh, I'm just going to take it to work every day," and it just turned out to be a mess. He was late to work, like first 5 days that he took it.
Nice.
And he's like, "Oh, I guess I got to drive to work now." And he lives like 3 miles away from the office.
Okay.
And I was just like, "Yeah."
Tell him to take a bird scooter.
Are bird scooters considered public transportation?
They're in the public.
I mean, I guess so, right?
But it's a company, but anyone can take it.
I think those are another thing where you need to take a personality test too.
Yeah.
Or at least an IQ test to be able to get a bird scooter.
You're not going to try to use the highway with them? No.
That'd be fucking
exactly the story I was going to say.
The only reason I would take one.
I was getting onto the lodge, and the way you got to go down the ramp to get onto the lodge.
Right.
And as we're doing it, I noticed that there's the car in front of me just kind of swerves to the left a little and then goes. Keeps going. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And I realized there's a dude going down the ramp on a bird scooter.
He's trying to
and
stand
I'm
us.
just reaching for my phone, trying to take a picture of this, like trying to get it. And I'm just like, this is why you need to be able to take like an IQ test or a personality test.
What was he thinking?
I don't know. Couldn't catch the bus.
So I'll take a bird scooter on the
highway. Yeah.
Because that should even reach 70?
I've seen people.
They zip on those. I've been hit by one.
I saw a dude take a tumble on it a few months back. I think he hit like a crack in the road or something, and just flew off, hit the ground. It was a guy working downtown, so he was wearing a suit, riding a bird scooter, and he just gets up, and you can see that half his tooth is missing.
Fuck, dude.
And he's just standing there, and he's just like, let me see if my boss will let me go to the hospital. I was like, you don't even need to tell him. You gotta go to the hospital now, dude. What are you doing?
You're missing your fucking tooth?
Jesus Christ.
Maybe he did that on purpose. He was just like late for a meeting. He's just like, oh, my boss is gonna kill me. I need a good excuse. Let me just fall off this fucking bird scooter.
I just took it a little bit too far by messing up his teeth.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it. I know that we were pretty stupid when I've ridden on one. We packed 3 people, including me, onto one bird scooter, right? And this thing was going at like 5 miles an hour, literally walking speed. I don't even know why we did that, but it was. Those things are fun.
I'm proud to say I've never ridden a bird scooter.
I'm 6'4", 350 pounds. I'm not getting on a bird scooter. I fall on that, my life is over. I'm done.
I think other people's lives are over too.
I'm taking a few people out with me too as well. I'm actually. So the whole concept of bird scooters coming out now, like they're like different kinds, bird scooters, Lime, all those. It's so good for them to come out now, as opposed to when I was a kid. With the Jackass generation, right? When Jackass was first
everybody
coming out,
want to go.
Everybody would just be like doing their own. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. This is me on a bird scooter, and just doing something ridiculous on it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we couldn't even handle shopping carts, so I can't imagine how we'd handle
going down those parking lot structures or something.
These iPad babies, they won't know the joy of running in a shopping cart.
Alas.
Rest in peace, Ryan Dunn.
No. We used to do that when I worked at Kroger years ago back in high school, and we would get at the top of a parking lot structure, and it was in the middle of winter, so it was all icy. We'd be scooting down that thing. I remember one of my friends just bam right into the side of a car, and the whole window just fucking smashed up. But we walked away. So whoever's watching this, sorry.
I'm pretty sure the first window you smash is not going to be watching.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. I can guarantee they're not watching this.
I mean, just like, and now there's, and I was mentioning it earlier, like you were saying how you brought your motorcycle up here, and I'm like, I'd love to get one like that, but I also I'm too afraid of it. So like, I'm on the verge of being like, I want to get an e-bike.
I got you. Yeah,
and then those things run for 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, those things are fucking quick.
So those things zip around quite a bit.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
He's like, that'll kill me. That'll definitely kill me.
I mean, I guess you don't have to go 45 miles an hour. Yeah, I know that these are going.
I mean, you don't have to, but what's the purpose of you actually getting it if you're not going to use it, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like people who buy like Dodge Chargers or, you know, Corvettes, and they just will end up going like the speed limit the entire time.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, how are you going to buy one of those without getting the wraparound sunglasses as well, too? Like, you need to get...
Yeah, definitely.
You have to live the life.
Yeah. One major downside of the motorcycle that, like, I didn't see coming, a couple, you know, it takes you kind of forever to get ready and going on the thing, you know, because, like, obviously you got to start up the engine, wait for it to warm up, you know, because it's an older bike. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you got to pop on the helmet, pop on the gloves, you know, set up your phone if you want to listen to music and your earbuds and all that shit, and then weasel on your helmet, you know, so the earbuds don't fall out.
Put your jacket on.
Yep, yeah.
Put your cup on.
Exactly, yeah. And then when you show up, wherever you're showing up, you know, you're gonna be all sweaty as hell, you know, because you know you're riding in the middle of summer with a helmet on, and you know, then you gotta bring a hat like I did today.
I just did the hat because I'm still trying to pretend I'm not bald. So,
You know what? I was bald for a little while too. You know, it's perfectly fine.
It looks like it was by choice though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Eventually, I'll get there.
Yeah, but no. I mean, just. The e-bikes, it's this new trend, like going back to TikTok, I'll fall into a hole watching a DoorDash driver on his e-bike zipping around downtown New York just fucking delivering food.
Okay, yeah.
That'd be pretty baller.
Yeah, and it's just you're watching this guy zoom around just delivering somebody McDonald's like 3 blocks away and you're just like, that looks like so much fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I've only had DoorDash delivered to me on a bike one time. I was like, God damn it, this bitch was on a bike. But you know, she did it. It looked like she was driving alongside of the highway, you know, on the maps. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Who knows?
If she got some massive thighs.
Yeah,
probably.
If I had a DoorDash driver bring me food on a bike, I'd be like, hey, man, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Hey, you better not be getting your sweat or bike grease all over my fucking quesadillas.
Yeah, just like you're like, oh my god, this is where like I lost my train of thought on that one.
What happens if your Uber Eats driver dies?
I had
you get your money back.
Dude, I ordered Arabic food once, and I was working from home. Yeah, absolutely. I ordered Arabic food, and I get a call, and it goes, you get the text message updates like, hey, your order's been picked up. And then it took like 30 minutes, and the place was only like 10 minutes away. And I noticed that food didn't get there. And I looked at my phone again, and I called the guy. I was like, hey man, is everything right? He goes, yeah, I just got into a car accident. I'll be on my way there shortly. I was like, dude, if you got into a car accident, you don't have to bring me my food. And he's like, no, I'll be there shortly. I was like, what is going on here, man? Like, you don't have to be this dedicated to getting me my fucking FedEx.
He wants that 5-star rating. Yeah.
Like, we're okay. And he's like, no, I'm going to get you your food.
I'm going to bring you your food.
There you go.
I was like, oh man.
I thought you were going to say you called him and he was like, oh yeah, I'm sending someone else to get it.
Yeah. No, and then I was just like, he's like, you can cancel your order if you want. I was like, no, I mean, are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll just be there in like 15 minutes. He showed up 10 minutes later. I noticed the car, like, literally had no bumper on it anymore. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, go home.
Did you share your falafel with him?
No.
Yeah, fuck that.
Did you give him that minimum 10% tip?
I gave him a 20% tip. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I mean, you have to tip good. It's the one thing that's been instilled in us.
Hey, gotcha.
Tip good and fight for the bill.
Is 20 the highest that you can go on like Uber Eats or DoorDash?
I think 25.
Okay.
On DoorDash, really?
DoorDash limits you on how high you could tip.
Ooh.
So if you go on DoorDash and you're like, if it's like really bad weather, you want to over tip the person for it, and like say it's like a $50 order, you try to tip them $20 extra, DoorDash will be like, are you sure you want to do this? It's an extra high tip. We're going to kind of stop it from doing it. And you're just like, no, man, it's a
go for it.
Like blizzard outside. Yeah. I'll usually, if like that's the case, I asked the guy for his Venmo once. I Venmoed him money for it as a thank you for bringing it to me because it was Christmas Eve, and I was just like, I'm hanging out. Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Good for you.
Yeah. I did feel really bad. I did feel really bad. I ordered some Uber Eats in the middle of a massive snowstorm there one time, and I felt like I was
piece of shit.
Yeah,
You're like, I'm not driving, so let me put someone else's life on the line.
And I was dog sitting at the time, so this person had a dirt road, leading up to it too, and I know it's all hilly in there and shit too. I didn't want to go and drive on it, so I asked someone else to do it. But I was like, I'm really fucking hungry. So I'm sorry, DoorDash driver. I know you're not watching, but
this,
That's the beauty of public transportation. Like, you don't want to do that drive, so you have somebody else do it for you.
Definitely. And plus, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning too.
Someone who learned how to drive in a country where there's no rules on driving.
Who? You?
Oh no!
I'm saying that.
Like public transportation.
Absolutely.
Fucking Mohammed, who's driving your taxi, probably grew up in Egypt where they don't have to wear seatbelts.
Dude, it's so insane. So, when I was in Lebanon about 6-7 years ago.
Are you from? Are you Lebanese?
Yeah, I'm Lebanese. That's where my family's from. I was born in the Middle East and moved to Canada when I was 3 years old. And then moved to America when I was 20, so I've been here for about 17 years now. But I was in Lebanon, it was about 7 years ago, and I wanted to go to Beirut because there's a counterfeit soccer jersey place that you could buy all kinds of different soccer jerseys and like regular basketball jerseys and things like that. And I wanted to get a couple friends some soccer jerseys from over there because they all look authentic.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to get to the place, but I had the business card. So I took the bus from my grandma's apartment to downtown Beirut. Then I hopped in a cab and I gave the guy the business card. I was like, hey, I need to go here.
Yeah. So
he takes a look at the card. He goes, all right, cool. What's the address? Hands it back to me. And it's in Arabic. I can't read Arabic. I was like, it's just right there. I can't read Arabic. He goes, yeah, neither can I. I was like, oh, fuck.
That's fucking hilarious.
So he pulls out, and then there's a guy, just some dude posted up on the corner standing at chicks and smoking cigarettes. And he hands to the business card. He's like, hey, man, how do I get to this place? And the guy reads it. He goes, oh, it's my cousin's shop. Yeah, this is this. Starts talking to us. He's like, that's great. I don't care. Show me how to get there.
That's fucking
so
hilarious.
I can take him over. And at the time, sanitation workers were on strike in Lebanon. So trash was piled up almost as tall as I am. And it's 110 degrees in Beirut. It was just brutal. It smelled so bad. So I get what I need from the shop, and I was just like, and the way it works in Lebanon with taxi cabs and everything is, they'll have their certain neighborhoods that they'll drive around in, and they'll charge you $2 for a ride in that neighborhood.
Okay, Jesus.
So I go to the guy, I hopped in the cab, I was like, hey man, I need to get to Khalda, which is where my grandma lives, and it's right outside the city. So for example, if we were downtown Detroit, it'd be just right outside the city, so it'd be just Ferndale or Royal Oak, that type of distance. Yeah. And then I go to him, I was like, this is where I need to get to, can you take me there? He goes, I'm sorry, man, that's out of my way. I can't really go that far. I was like, all right, let me do this. I'll give you $20 American right now. Yeah. And once you get me there and you drop me off, I'll give you another $20. I'll give you $40 to get me to this place. And he's like, really? Okay, done. So fucking zips through traffic, gets me there. I give him the other 20, I give him an extra 10. I was like, thank you so much, I appreciate it. So I give him $50 to get me there.
Yeah. Okay.
I walk in, and my aunt looks at me, she's like, you got here a lot faster than expected. I was like, yeah, I gave a cab driver $50 to get me here. And she goes, $50? I was like, yeah. She goes, that's more money he's going to make this entire month. You realize you just made this man. You just gave me. I was like, oh my God. Is this how bad it is over here?
You're like, that's nothing to me. I'm a rich Canadian.
No,
it's just completely different.
And then the way they drive in Lebanon, I was 32 at the time, and was I was 30, 31 at the time actually, and I'd driven for a good portion of my life. Still would not touch a steering wheel in Lebanon. They're insane.
They just don't follow any rules with the roads, or what?
Per capita in 1998. Per capita, Lebanon had more car accident deaths than all of America.
Jesus Christ!
And it's such a small country. It's smaller. I want to say Lebanon might be smaller than the size of Michigan, if my math is correct.
Jesus fuck. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So it's just geography, not math. Fuck.
He's just like, Habibi, I've been driving since I was 5 years old.
No license needed.
It's also funny because when I was a kid, it was 98. My parents sent me and my sister to Lebanon for the summer, and I hopped in a cab. And I was sitting in the front seat. My sister and my cousin are sitting in the back seat. And I got to put the seatbelt on. The cab driver was like, what are you doing? We don't do that here. I'm like, you take it off. Yeah.
No, be unsafe.
He was no. they're gonna laugh at you. I was like,
I got you. Yeah.
dude, it's just a seatbelt. He's like, no, you're gonna wear it. I was like, okay, I guess so.
No.
God.
No.
That cab driver died in a fatal accident when he flew out the fucking front of his window.
It's also when you ride like Lyfts and Ubers, it's so much fun to talk in Arabic with the driver while your white friends are sitting in the back seat just completely in silence, trying to decipher what you're talking about, if you're talking about them or not.
Yeah.
That's always one of my favorite things to do as well.
Like, these fucking idiots. I'm just speaking Arabic just because they're fucking idiots.
I just like, you just talk to them about like, oh yeah, my family's from Lebanon. We're from this village. We're from that village. You know, where's your family from? Things like that.
Yeah.
It's just whenever you find out somebody's from Lebanon, they always ask you like, what village are you from?
Like, where are you? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just now realizing that so far every guest we've had on the podcast is not from America.
Yeah.
We have 2 Lebanons, 1 Puerto Rican. So, you know, we're a pretty woke podcast, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Who is the Lebanese guy?
Maher.
Maher, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure who that is. I'm going to have to look him up.
Okay, yeah. We'll send you the episode.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Do you prefer the Lebanese taxiway or the American taxiway?
Oh, the American taxiway.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that in the American taxiway, you're more than likely going to have AC in it.
Oh.
Whereas in Lebanon, half those
yeah.
cars are broken down, beaten up. They're not going to have AC.
Maybe get some music in
ISIS
there.
might shoot them up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer the American way over the Lebanese way 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Except for the food that you get over there is way better, Arabic food, than you get over here.
Uh-huh.
There's nothing better than being at a shawarma shop in Lebanon where the guy's got a cigarette dangling out of his mouth.
You don't even have to tell him your word. He just knows what you want.
He just turns his face and just like flicks a cigarette up and down while it's in his mouth while he's making your sandwich for you. You're just like, oh, this is
beautiful.
Just like those wouldn't pass COVID guidelines.
This is paradise on earth right now.
Hey,
Extra garlic. Oh, that's the podcast.
Hey, no doubt, yeah. Oh, man.
shawarma shops in Lebanon.
Now I want to go to shawarma after this.
Ooh, where's your shawarma place?
Dearborn. I don't mess around. Like I live in Ferndale, and there's people like go to the gas station shawarma shop. I'm like, no,
Okay, it's just not, yeah.
People
Yeah.
gas them up too much.
it's good, but it's not that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just go out to Dearborn. Any shawarma shop in Dearborn is worth
Okay.
way better than it is almost anywhere else.
Okay.
And then you go to like Anita's Kitchen, and no offense, but like
It's not.
white people should not
bougie.
be making that Arabic food.
Yeah.
You know, I've had shawarma like a total of 2 times.
Really?
Yeah.
I was with him both
Joseph
times.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Was the garlic too spicy for you?
No, it was good, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. I'm a whole ass stereotype potatoes and cheese sort of guy.
Dude, I will say,
yeah,
I don't know.
Irish?
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had Bucharest.
Bucharest is great.
fucking slaps.
Bucharest is great. Bucharest, when it first opened up, was on the side of a Park Bar in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it was just like a little hot dog shawarma shop that was going on there. And they used to do the, I think it was the Hamtramck dog. And it was just a brat with like fried red cabbage and then just hot mustard on top, and just the best way to end your night after a long day of drinking. Just stopping in there, getting one of those. And the next morning you're all fucked up and hungover, and you throw up and it's all red from the cabbage. You're just like, am I throwing up blood or what's happening right now?
Oh no.
But it's worth it.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, that did happen to me one time. Completely different situation, but
If you eat potatoes and cheese, why are you throwing up?
well, yeah, no. So
He tried to kill those things throwing up.
it was blood. No, I was drinking vodka, and I was at my first big Michigan State party, and we pre-gamed, and I drank almost an entire fucking fifth of vodka, and I was chasing it with
He
Red
thought the Irish
Faygo.
would compensate.
And yeah,
I'm getting heartburn right now just listening to this.
Well, and then but before the thing even started, you know, I ended up taking an Uber there with a friend. But you know, I was completely and utterly gone. You know, once I showed up at this guy's place, and I have little faded memories of just walking straight into the bathroom and getting sick, red Faygo and vodka all over the toilet. And they're like, "Oh my God, dude, are you fucking bleeding?" You're like, "What the hell's going on?"
First off, you're drinking red Faygo and vodka?
Yeah, it was.
Doesn't sound bad at all. That actually,
it completely masked the whole vodka thing. That was the whole.
Like when I was a kid, I used to drink cream soda and whiskey.
Okay. I've never tried that.
Which surprisingly actually wasn't too bad. But now, like, I just drink my whiskey straight. That's what happens when years of drinking and depression and heartache just fucking gets to you. You gotta feel alive. Just feel that burn going down your throat.
Oh yeah. Well, and then it loops back around to the whole public transportation thing because I took an Uber, and this entire time I was drunk as all hell, right? And I was underage at the time. So I was trying to talk to this guy about sports, and I know nothing about sports. So I'm trying to talk to this guy about sports, completely drunk out of my mind. And I'm assuming it didn't work, but I felt pretty goddamn good about what I said.
I mean,
that LeBron James, he sure is. He's a player.
He knows how to play that soccer pretty good. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that third period in basketball really got to me.
Yeah. Oh fucking hell.
I love because I'm a big sports guy, and I love those conversations where you're just sitting at a bar, and like somebody who clearly doesn't know sports will try to talk to you about it, and you're just like,
it's not working. Yeah.
I've been learning how to tell people, "Hey, I don't want to talk to you."
I got you.
It's
how would you do that? Pretend Liam's a guy at the bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, hey, you know what? You see that that Red Wings game?
You see that cricket game? Don't your people like
Red
that?
Wings season. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man, but I'm actually just watching the basketball game. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It works.
It happened last night. I was sitting there. I was trying to watch the hockey game, and this guy just looks at me and he goes, "Hey man, how's it going?" I just looked at him. I was like, "Good," and he just went right back to the screen. And just didn't say another word, and you could just tell the guy was weirded out by the way I responded to him.
Oh, okay.
So just out creep the creepers, and then go from there.
Just next time, just turn to him and be like, assalamu alaikum, man. He won't like that.
Just start screaming Allahu Akbar in an Irish bar. Oh god.
Oh, fucking hell.
And that reminds me of that's a viral video that just went out like a few months ago, and a Jehovah's Witness knocked on somebody's door. And I think it was a black dude, and he had the camera going to his side, and while they were talking to him, he was just like pretending like to do sign language. And the girl, and you could hear the lady outside talking. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you deaf?" And then he just kind of kept doing sign language. She goes, "Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. You have a wonderful day." And she started to walk away. He goes, "Yeah, you too. You take care." And you just hear her go, "What the?" And then he just shut the door on them. That's why I need to start doing it. And just
beautiful.
Learn enough sign language.
Yeah.
Just enough to get away from people talking to me at the bar.
There you go. Yeah, I have seen a video of an interpreter who didn't know sign language at all, and she was just going for it with random hand signs. She ended up getting called out about it, like on the news.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
she was like signing for like Obama or something. Wasn't it?
It was some big thing. It was some big political
That's
thing.
hilarious.
I hope it wasn't my favorite Gretchen Whitmer's sign language interpreter.
Oh,
that was one of the highlights for me during COVID, was to watch the news briefings, just because I developed the biggest crush on her sign language interpreter.
I'm not familiar. Anything Gretchen touches, I don't watch.
Oh no!
With sign language, you're not touching them. The interpreter. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah, no, she was. I remember watching. I would see her. I'd just be like, "Yeah, that does it for me." Just you're an attractive lady who's doing sign language.
She draws her hands like towards the tits. It's like if you're signing, you're like gonna be staring at her tits.
And they're so. Did you ever see like the 2 Chainz concert where he had
the chick is
sign language interpreter?
Yeah,
I just. Anytime they have those on there, I'm just waiting to see that little white lady interpreting. And when the N-word comes on, you're just like, "What's she gonna do? What's gonna happen?"
What is she actually saying?
Did she sign?
That's actually a really good question. What would they just keep going with it? Like, is there a word for that in sign language?
Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in sign language.
Was there deaf slave masters? And they just signed. They signed to the slaves.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No, I mean back then, anybody who had a disability was considered just as bad as everybody else. So it's like, nah, we're not letting you own land.
They just take them out back and shoot them.
Yeah. You had one arm shorter than the other, they would fucking kill you out there.
Never mind, you know, you're good as gone. Yeah.
You know, back in the day, they didn't have public transportation. They just had horses.
No, they did. They'd have trains and then stagecoaches.
Okay, yeah.
But before that,
But, I
you
mean,
guys had camels, but like we.
yeah. Did you? So back during the gold rush in California, they're like, well, it's a little bit of a desert terrain out here, and in the Middle East, they use camels to get around. So let's bring camels over here. And just for some reason, it did not work out for them.
Camel?
The camels just refused to fucking, because they would like try to overwork them, like try to like, and the desert terrain in the Middle East, it's just long areas of sand, right? You're just going through a desert.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, you go to California, the desert terrain is like rocks and mountains and things like that.
Yeah.
I guess they were not used to be able to climbing stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Makes
Gotcha. Rest in peace, camels. They tried.
Bless them.
Do you have a favorite kind of camel?
Isn't there only just one?
Yeah, I was
No,
going to say,
there's two.
how many different kinds of camels are there? Huh?
My grandpa always told us that the best camels were the one hump camels.
Are those like different species, or like do they just sometimes
I don't
have
know.
like different?
So, what's the difference between a 2-hump camel and a 1-hump camel?
One's thirstier.
Yeah, the 1-hump camel, because isn't it that they store water in those, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Either that or just that one hump. They've just
No, but I
compensated.
think
Now it's a
because
bigger one hump.
one hump camels, they're only in Iraq, and so that's like what he knew when he was growing up, and so he liked them better because like Iraq is the #1 Arab country in his eyes. Lebanon's a cool place. Lebanon, you guys are like you guys are like the only ones that like weren't struck by like ISIS and like Al Qaeda and like.
Yeah, because between 1978, I think it is, to like 1992, we just decided to fuck ourselves up.
That's a good
We had a civil war.
No one wanted
it. Yeah, forever. And we still haven't rebuilt. I remember when I was in Lebanon, you would walk through areas and it'd still be just like completely bullet ridden, like blown up buildings, everything like that. And they're still to this day, still just hanging out there. We had one explosion that just crippled the country. That
Oh,
kind
I
of thing.
remember that.
Oh.
It's just a huge explosion. But to this day, they're still like cleaning up glass on the streets and everything like that.
They just forgot about the glass. They're like, fuck, who's gonna clean that up?
It's gonna take 10 years. Yeah.
You guys got nice caves. I've always heard that like the caves in Lebanon.
Yeah, we get interesting not interesting. There's like a lot of mountains. There's a lot of like it's cool because like it's a small country. So to get from like one tip to the other tip on it, you'd have to go. It'll take you like 9 hours at most, right? And you'll go through a lot. Like you go through the city, you go through a little bit of a desert, and you'll end up in like a mountaintop terrain where it's snowing. It's nice and cool. And when you get to those villages, is where it's really cool. Everybody's like, Beirut's beautiful. It's the fucking Paris of the Middle East. And then you get there, and there's just rats bigger than this table.
Oh, Jesus!
Just all over the place. Fucking sanitation workers on strike, so garbage piled up. It's 100 degrees. It just smells like shit.
Yeah.
Cab drivers trying to rip you off all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, you gave me $50. You can't blame me.
I mean, look, I wanted to get out as far. I was supposed to spend 2 weeks in the country, and I ended up spending 4 days there. And we used a travel agent to get to Lebanon. And I called him. I was like, "Hey, man, get me home. I'm all set. I want to go home right now."
No shit. You only stayed 4 days?
It was a spur of the moment trip. We were going for a funeral. A family member had passed away. So
happy.
And so we were like, all right, let's go. And we were going to be there for 2 weeks just to take care of stuff, get everything all cleared up.
Yeah.
And after the funeral, I spent 1 day in Beirut, got back, called the travel agent. He's like, all right, I'll get you your trip, 2 days, your flight back in 2 days. I was like, let's go. I had more fun in the Dubai airport because I was one of the layovers. I had a 6-hour layover in the Dubai airport where they had, it's literally an American-style Irish bar in there.
Damn.
So you get like high life, shots of Jameson, and there's a Senegali guy just serving you the drinks, like an African dude just serving it, and you're just like, God bless this country. Dubai is just.
Okay, wait. So on comparison level, right? So like I'm thinking of my girlfriend, where every time she's come down to Detroit, she sees it as like an apocalyptic zone, right? You know. So and obviously, certain areas in Detroit are bad, but like comparatively speaking, how bad is it? Like where?
You go downtown, it's nothing like that. You go out to the outskirts. I mean, there's parts of like downtown Detroit where it's like if you go like downtown Detroit, it's not bad. It's nice. There's nice restaurants.
Yeah.
It's like new money there, right? That's nice.
Yeah.
You go, there's places like Birmingham out there. There's places like West Bloomfield out there, like really rich areas.
Yeah.
And then there's just like
The 7 Mile, if you're driving down 7 Mile.
Yeah, like you know, Livernois and Linwood areas. You know, places you just don't want to go to.
Yep.
Yeah. There's like neighborhoods where there's like, we're not going to go to that. The Hezb lives there. What they call the Hezb is Hezbollah, which is like the Lebanese militia.
Okay.
And very strict, crazy Muslim guys.
Okay.
So like we'll be like, we're not going to go there.
Just gonna
my beard's not long enough to be here in this neighborhood.
You have too many tattoos for them.
Oh yeah, that would not fly out there.
Yeah, what did you have? Did you have to wear long sleeves or something?
No, I mean it's not a Muslim country, so it was fine. It wasn't a big deal there.
Okay, you didn't have to.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but there's still like it's weird. It's not a Muslim country, but they'll still like randomly throw people in jail just because like you're gay. You're going to jail for like a week.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Reasonable, you know. Jesus. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was a joke.
But no, yeah, I mean, like it like they always like So your family's Iraqi?
Yeah.
Okay. Were your parents born here, or were they born in Iraq?
My mom was born here. My dad was born in Kuwait.
Kuwait. And how old was he when he moved to America?
Like 3, I think.
Okay, so it would be completely different there,
Yeah.
right? But like when your family moves here when they're older, like my parents were like in their 30s when they moved to Canada, and they just stuck with like how progressive in their minds like Lebanon was at that time.
Yeah.
It never changed, right? So like when we were going to Lebanon, I was 14 years old at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the time my parents we'd been living in America at this point for about 12 13 years, or Canada for like 12 13 years, and my parents' minds are like, listen, it's a very conservative country, right?
Okay,
religion is huge out there, so you have to make sure that you abide by the religious rules and things like that. I get there, it's a fucking party.
Yeah.
Everybody's hanging out. I was like, you haven't realized that everything here has progressed while you guys are still stuck in that time frame of when it was when you left there.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
I mean, there is a lot of that here where like old school Arabs are like kind of still sticking to that whole like, oh, you need to be from the same village to marry this person, like type of mentality.
Yeah.
And I was like,
my parents,
I've never been to my fucking village. Like, I don't know who the fuck.
I mean, you're also from Iraq. Like, I'm pretty sure village doesn't exist anymore too, as well, if I'm mistaken.
Not since ISIS came.
No, like my parents were the same way. Like my parents were like straight up like, yo, growing up, like you have to marry a Lebanese girl who's Muslim, who's Sunni. And then as I got a little,
that's big with you guys.
As I got a little older, and like they started realizing that like I wasn't as much of a catch as they thought I was. They went from like, all right, you got to marry a Muslim girl who's Sunni. And then a little more time passed.
Gotcha.
They're like, all right, now you got to just marry a Muslim girl. And then a little more time passed, and my mom was just like, listen, just as long, they call it a bint liktab, which is the daughter of the book.
Right.
So she could be Muslim, Jewish, Christian, Catholic, as long as she's religious and she believes in God.
Yeah,
she was okay with that. And then finally got to the point where my parents were just like, listen, we'll help you with child support. We just want grandkids.
Okay, that's
like,
it. Just
you're obviously not going to get married at this point, so we'll just help you out with the child support. Just knock some girl out.
They're like,
just we get a grandkid, yeah.
Find some white girl. We'll convince her later about like, the benefits of Islam. And
It's so great. It's 100 degrees outside, and you have to wear a hijab.
You'll fucking love it.
You can drive a car now.
Oh yeah, dude. I still am jealous. The one thing I wish would be acceptable for me to wear here is what the Arabic men wear. Those long, like white flowing. Like a dress. The dish dasha, like that. I would love to be able to wear those around here.
Yeah.
Except I just know it's about.
You'll get some looks.
Yeah, it's about look.
There's this guy who like. Whenever I go to Birmingham, like on the weekends, there's a guy who's riding his scooter and he's wearing his dish dasha and he's just riding around, and like people get like so freaked out, and I'm like, I don't know if he's doing that to freak people out or if he just wants to ride his scooter around.
Is it a younger guy?
It's a younger guy, yeah.
Like 20s or so?
No, maybe like late 20s, early 30s.
You know what? I feel like I've seen this guy.
You might have seen him before.
I've
He's
seen
probably
this guy.
doing it to just freak people out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely somebody who's out there being like, I'm going to rile up the masses.
Yeah. I mean, it works.
I'm just surprised he hasn't been arrested yet. That's just something that's wild to me.
He's not breaking the law.
Have you guys seen those videos of guys, going around, like dressed like that, and then they'll just like have a bag, and they'll set it down.
Dude,
like,
someone will
sit
get
around a
shot
chair.
for doing that.
Those guys
just
are
sprinting away.
the absolute worst. Like when I see those guys do that shit, I'm just like, look, we have it tough enough as it is.
Yeah.
God,
Like you are
fucking
going
damn
to
it.
die if you do that.
Going back to the list, my favorite story is I don't know why it just popped in my head here. I was at Little Caesars Arena. We were watching a show. I think it was Elton John.
Keep going.
We were watching Elton John. It was one of his farewell tours.
Right.
And I get a lift that's taking me back home, and the Lyft driver is this middle-aged black woman, and I'm sitting in the back seat, and she's talking to me. She's like, "You're so handsome." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, "How many stations do you own?" I was like, "What? How many gas stations do you own?" I was like, "None." What are you talking about? She's like, "You gotta own at least 1 or 2 gas stations."
Jesus
I was like,
Christ.
"What is that doing?"
Adds a compliment in there beforehand just to soften the blow a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, "What is this happening?"
God.
I mean, maybe she wanted to see you again, know where she can find you.
Dude, I mean, when I worked,
How many stations you want?
I worked at gas stations before. It's I'll tell you right now, some of the best stories I have were working at gas stations.
Yeah.
They used to sell this thing called the setup because I used to work at a gas station in the hood. And what it is, it's just to smoke meth or crack out of. It's a little rose in a glass tube, a chore boy, and 2 lighters. $5 a pop.
Okay.
You use that to go smoke crack out of it, and we just saw it right out of the gas station. It was wild.
Goddamn.
Dude, working at gas stations, that's one thing I will never go back to doing in my life.
That does have to be pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, depending on what gas station I'm going to, but, I feel like most of the time when I'm going to a sketchy gas station, something interesting is always happening. Like someone's always having a funny little conversation or something,
The regulars are always there.
And I'm just popping in for like 1 fucking second, like it's yeah.
I remember one night I was working and this white dude showed up. It was like in Taylor. I was working the night shift. This white dude showed up and he shirt was ripped open, just fucking cut up all over. He just got in a big fight. And he just walked up to the counter. He goes, "Let me get a black and mild and a pack of Newports." And I just looked at him. I was like, "Hey man, you okay?" He goes, "You should see the other guy." I was like, "Cool, you're bleeding all over my gas station. I don't care about the other guy." What's going on here, bud?
Oh, goddamn.
When I first started dating my girlfriend, she was working at a liquor store, and I was like, "Yeah, we got to get you the fuck out of there."
Was it a family-owned store?
Was she?
No, it was like a friend, like uncle, or some shit.
Yeah,
And
like
I
my
was
family.
like, "Yeah, fuck those people. You're getting the fuck out of there."
My family never owned gas stations. Like my dad was a nurse, but it's just we got here and I was like, all right, well, I need a job while I was in college.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, all right, cool. My cousin owns a gas station. Go work for them for a bit. And then you end up getting kind of passed around the gas station scene, if you will.
I got a great guy.
Go to this guy here. Like, he'll have you work there for like 3 months, and then once you leave there, we'll have you work at this other guy's spot for like 2 months and go from there. Yeah.
It's like a whole like business.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just straight cash on the table too as well. So you'd feel like a baller, but then you look at your bank account will have like $3.50 in it, but you have like $900 in cash in your room. Well, you're like, what are we doing here?
God fucking damn. But so certain places definitely are still behind. Like if I go way up north,
Oh yeah.
I remember talking to one guy there. I swear to God, I'm pretty sure he thought he was like really progressive. I was on my motorcycle, when he started complimenting the motorcycle, and so I got in a little conversation with him. He's like, "Yeah, no, man, you gotta be careful, out there on those roads. Like worst thing that ever can happen to you out on the road, is a black woman, driving a car, and And he's like, well,
I had a feeling,
like they have to drive, right? Like I support them, like being able to drive, but like
what? Is that a stance that racists have now? Black women shouldn't be allowed to drive?
I guess so. And I was like, gotta watch out for crazy
all right,
drivers.
they can vote, but we don't want them driving.
I mean, I just in my mind, I'm just like, maybe he should just say all women. That might be
Why black women? If he said all women, I'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But he said specifically black women.
We're sitting.
He probably couldn't say that though, because his wife, had just walked up to the car there. She had this like scowl on her face, like staring at me the entire time.
Old white woman just always looking mad about something.
Yeah. Well, she was like one of those, like where you think she was probably like 40, but she looked like she was 60. She was
She was just
mean looking.
Yeah, she has a scowl on her face all the time, so it just ages her.
Yeah. But
that's so wild.
He was the friendliest guy. Talking to him, and then just shoots out that shit. I'm like,
I love those guys who want to show off how progressive they are, but just don't know how to do it properly. They're like, yeah, man. It's cool if you want to be gay. Yeah. It's cool if you want to do that. I'd be like, hey, man, I thought we came to the conclusion that it's not a choice at this point.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like it's not, but God fucking damn it.
Oh man. Liam, we're gonna need to get a gay guest on here to like even balance out like all this shit.
We should talk to Daniel.
Oh man.
No. Oh man, God fucking damn it.
All right, we've been at this for like an hour. You guys
we've been going for a minute. Yeah, we'll leave it on that.
What's your final verdict on public transportation? I think we talked maybe 10 minutes about.
Just pay the extra money, take a lift, and don't let crackheads on there anymore. That's my final verdict on it.
Yeah, Biden. Why don't you sign or Gretchen, whoever's in charge of public transportation.
She's working on fixing the damn roads right now.
Fix the roads, and then put a sign on all the buses that says no crackheads allowed.
There you go.
Liam, what's your final verdict on buses?
My final verdict, we need some farther north, because with that car, I was like, I'm screwed. If I can't take this car home today,
right.
There are no Ubers, no Lyfts, no buses, nothing. Like I'm absolutely fucked, and like no one's gonna want to drive up here to come and get me. I wouldn't. Yeah, get them out in the boonies a little more.
Okay,
and we'll be good. Yeah,
that's a weird verdict, but thank you for that.
What about you? What's your verdict?
I will say, listen, it's a neat idea, but everyone just buy a car. Like we're in a capitalist country. We're not in fucking Russia. Just buy a car. We don't need public transportation.
He's gonna sing the national anthem.
Everyone stand up. Yeah. So that's it for Paradise on Earth. I think today we helped make the world a better place today.
Yeah, no doubt. And homeless people, just get a home.
Get a home, motherfuckers. What are you doing? It's not that hard.
Making the world a better place. You heard it here
Call
first.
any Chaldean guy. He'll help you get a home.
If you can't find a home, I know a place where you get a storage unit.
That's a good point. Yeah,
definitely.
Listen, bro, we got a lot of space in here. You guys can come stay the night.
This place is great. It kind of has AC, sort of.
Sometimes. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Aymen, thank you for being here. Do you want to shout anything out before?
Follow me on Instagram, Daher85, ADAHER85.
Don't you have another one too?
Aymen D Comedy, AYMAN comedy. I don't really post much on there. I'm trying to build that up here. Yeah.
You will.
Oh yeah.
Getting back into comedy, so it's a lot of fun.
No doubt.
All right.
Appreciate it, done.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Peace.